Hello everybody. In this video we will try to understand some more interesting things about Shatabhisha Nakshatra. In our previous video we understood Shatabhisha Nakshatra is about hiding the things. They feel safe as long as they hide secrets. They conceal the secrets and they feel protected. As long as they conceal or hide the things, they are protected. This kind of feeling they have always running on in their minds. And so, see, even though this nakshatra is related to 100 physicians through its name, its main deity is Varuna, the lord of the oceans. So, in essence, Varuna can be seen as the representative deity of the water element in nature. So, this fact automatically relates this nakshatra with all kinds of liquids in the physical as well as astral realms. So Varuna basically can be equated with the planet of Neptune in the modern astrology, and Varuna, like Neptune, is the lord of the cosmic and terrestrial waters. So the deity of Shatabhisha is Varuna, all related to water, oceans basically. Oceans is the lord of the oceans, you can say. So Varuna is basically, when you try to represent Shatabhisha Nakshatra, you represent deity. The deity Varuna can be seen holding a pot. So this pot basically contains soma, the preferred drink for the gods. It's treated as nectar also by some of the scholars. So this drink is the heavenly ambrosia, you can say, which suggests the idea of rejuvenation and intoxication as well. And we can easily see that the liquids we consume in our day-to-day life produce the same two effects. Rejuvenation and intoxication is the main idea behind the liquid present in the pot, holded by Varuna, Lord Varuna. See, in the other hand, Varuna is seen holding some medicinal herbs. In one hand, he is holding a pot, and in the other hand, Varuna is seen holding some medicinal herbs. So, this is where the 100 physicians come into the picture. He is holding a pot in one hand, and in another hand, he is holding medicinal herbs. So, this particular nakshatra has a lot to do with healing on all levels of existence. Whereas the herbs only signify healing on a physical level, of course. But the pot has what is called as soma, can give intoxication and rejuvenation, and it can heal so many. It can give healing for so many for so many things which are not in the physical plane, you can say. And the herbs, of course, can give something. So it's holding the deity Varuna is holding herbs. So the kind of healing that Shatabhisha can give is different from the modern doctors and the modern. It's not about doctors and all this stuff. It's about healing. Of course, there would be some doctor associated with Shatabhisha. That's a different thing, but it's completely, as healing can be a part of this, modern medical things also. But still, the main idea is healing here. So the idea of magical cures through divine waters is very common, and if you observe in almost all the cultures, our everyday glass of water is a vital rejuvenator in the sense that keeps us alive, right? It also, a glass of water can give some kind of rejuvenation, isn't it? So oceans have always been seen in the Vedic texts as well, right, as a repository of herbs which can cure every possible disease. Even they work very magically. We heard it in so many stories. So some of these herbs came out during the churning of the ocean undertaken by the gods and demons, as the Samudra Manthan story, right? During Samudra Manthan, there so many things came out of ocean, and Varuna is the lord of oceans, god of oceans. So when you talk about Shatabhisha Nakshatra, you talk about the hidden things, you talk about oceans. Connecting the dots, you would see churning the ocean, the Samudra Manthan story generated nectar, right? So even Amrita, the elixir or the nectar, the elixir of eternal life, you can say, Amrita, so came out of the ocean during this churning only. So on the highest level, this nakshatra falls under the jurisdiction of Lord Shiva, the Lord of ascetics. Shiva, the sign of Aquarius, is completely under the rulership of Lord Shiva. So Shiva, as we know, presides over the sign Aquarius, and since this particular nakshatra falls in the heart of the sign Aquarius, it automatically falls under Shiva's domain. So consequently, you can clearly see it carries within itself Shiva's mystical, contemplative, ascetic and resoluting nature within itself. It has that energy, it has that power. Shatabhisha, Lord Shiva. That's it. Right? The Shatabhisha energy is very much associated with Lord Shiva. And when you talk about Shatabhisha, you talk about secrecy, you talk about, they feel a kind of protection by concealing the things, by hiding the things. When you talk about Shatabhisha, you talk about oceans. The deity of Shatabhisha is Lord Varuna, so Lord of the oceans. So secrecy is the one quality which immediately separates Shatabhisha from all other nakshatras. The kind of secrecy Shatabhisha has is exceptional. See, even though a lot of other nakshatras, you take Anuradha, which is the heart of Scorpio, and another nakshatra, of course, Jyeshtha. These are all good for secrecy, right? Anuradha, Jyeshtha, even Purvashadha is also secretive. But see, Shatabhisha, however, is in a league of its own when it comes to hiding thoughts, motives, self, or anything else. Their hiding, the Anuradha, Jyeshtha, Purvashada hiding is a bit to some level, but Shatabhisha's hiding is their motive you cannot understand. They can hide the motive as well. But see, Jyeshtha, you can clearly, by observing them, you can understand, Anuradha, Jyeshtha, Purvashada, you observe them. By observing them, even though they are talking something unrelated to their motives, even though they try to hide their motives, somehow you can try to understand their motives, right? Anuradha, Jyeshtha and Purvashada, but Shatabhisha you cannot understand. Their motive they can conceal very well. Their motives they can conceal very well, right? So it is master of hiding thoughts, motives, self, or anything else. See, in fact, Shatabhisha derives almost all of its power from what is hidden. Because Samudra Manthan story, there's so many things hidden inside. So powerful things, right? Power comes by hiding. Safety comes by hiding. That is Shatabhisha. Power comes by hiding, Shatabhisha. Safety comes by hiding, Shatabhisha. Protection comes by hiding, Shatabhisha. Hiding, hiding, hiding. I hide, I get the power. That is Shatabhisha. So Shatabhisha derives almost all of its power from what is hidden. See, whether it be the herbs in the ocean or secret formulas of nature's functionings or anything, take anything, Shatabhisha always tries to gain access to whatever is hidden, and in doing so it attains power. So Shatabhisha people knows this one. They can gain power by hiding so and so thing, and from that they can gain power, and with that power they can uh, they can lead a great life, or they can lead a comfortable life. This kind of energy is present in Shatabhisha, but sometimes their existence is by hiding some secret, concealing something. So their protection comes by hiding something. So Shatabhisha is is like this. It conceals, but there is one important thing, So Shatabhisha hides a lot, hides a lot, hides a lot. And Shatabhisha, there's another important thing I want to tell you. They hide a lot, right? And they know that they can gain power by hiding. They know that they get protection by hiding. Now, Shatabhisha is not always very ready to share the hidden secrets it has discovered and tries to hide them just like the ocean covers up a treasure, right? They are masters of hiding, right? And see, I will try to explain one more important thing. Shatabhisha is one of the main nakshatras presiding over media in all its forms, especially the electronic media. How they hide the things and show you something different in the modern world. In today's world, see, media, we know, right? Media, it functions on the twin principles of secrecy and deception. The people running the show obviously know about the truth regarding the actual seat of power, but while all that the masses get is a kind of smoke screen, you get they show something different. But what is the actual thing that they know? The people running the show know that, but they show you something different. So Shatabhisha is the ultimate con artist, you can say. They know what to show even though they know the truth. They hide it and they show you something different. The modern electronic media is that one. So Shatabhisha's essential nature is to view everything with suspicion. Natives under the influence of its energy usually take their time to get accustomed to the new things. They don't believe anything very easily. If you want to love a Shatabhisha girl, let us say, and if you try to approach, first of all, the girl will suspect you. Who is he actually? Is he telling the truth or not? She suspects you a lot. So natives under the influence of this Shatabhisha energy, they take a lot of time to get adjusted to new things, new thoughts, new places, new people, whatever. So their suspicious nature often makes them be on guard. They are guarded, they are protected because they are suspicious, right? So suspecting leads to protection. That's they believe it. They believe in that. So this suspicious behavior, this suspicious nature is capable of shielding themselves from harm. That is how the energy is. They hide a lot to get protected because they hide because they suspect everything. So the circle symbolism comes into play again. If you observe, Shatabhisha natives usually draw a hard to penetrate boundary around themselves, which makes it difficult for others to approach them even. So the reclusive aspect of this particular energy, the Shatabhisha energy, arises directly from its inclination to create these walls and boundaries. Shatabhisha suspects you, so draws a line around it. That line is the line of concealing. That line is line of concealing, so the Shatabhisha is protected. Natives are generally, solitary, eccentric, reclusive, introverted. That is Shatabhisha. Secretive. See, there is a positive side of this one also. Because of this suspicious activity only, they draw a boundary around them, they try to hide the secrets, and then they get protection. So, the positive side to this aspect is that its reclusivity gives the capacity to be alone. That is another thing. They hide a lot, so they do not allow the others to enter into their boundaries very easily, so they are alone. They are capable of being alone, capacity to be alone, they get it by this behavior, right? So being alone gives rise to some contemplation, which is in turn produces wisdom and enlightenment. If you are alone and you like it, no problem. They hide everything, they suspect everybody, they do not allow others to enter into their boundaries easily. So, but what if it's a negative case? They're liking this particular loneliness and all, that is good enough, but if they do not like it, what happens? See, Shatabhisha person do not want you to enter in their inner circle, and because of that they are getting loneliness. They are liking it, it's a positive case, that is good enough, but what if they do not like this loneliness? It's a negative case. So in negative cases, this particular seclusion, this particular loneliness can only translate into pessimism and self-pity, right? So Shatabhisha is as keen on unraveling secrets as it is on keeping secrets. So this is why most Shatabhisha natives enjoy activities like solving puzzles, or those which involve the pursuit of something hidden. So we talked a lot about hiding the things, getting the protection, and suspecting others, because that is Shatabhisha basically, right? Oceans hide so many things. How much they can hide, like, so the Vedic seeds just gave Varuna as a lord. Varuna is lord of oceans. You just imagine all the oceans in the world, how much they might have hidden. So many things. That's it. The symbolism is given, and it's up to you to understand how much they can hide, and by that how much power they can gain. The present day media also, they hide the truths, and by that they gain a lot of money and power, right? They know this one. That is Shatabhisha energy only. So Shatabhisha loves to get to the truth of anything in much the same way as Mula loves to get to the root of everything. Whenever you talk about Shatabhisha, you talk about Anuradha, Jyeshta, Purvashada in terms of hiding, but the level of hiding Anuradha, Jyeshta, Purvashada can do is up to a particular level, certain level, but Shatabhisha's hiding is much more mastery. It's mastered. It has much more expertise, I can say. So Shatabhisha, when you talk about Shatabhisha, you also talk about Mula, because going into the root of something to get to know the truth. Shatabhisha people, that's why they inquire about others, right? See, they are hiding so much, then you may think, okay, they are hiding so much, they are very, very introverts, and they do not think about others. No, you cannot, you should not say that. They want to know about others also. They want to know the root of everything. That is also there, right? So now you can imagine a lady who is not letting the secrets of her own to go out, to keeping everything secretive, and but try to know so many things of you. That kind of behavior is equivalent to Shatabhisha's behavior only. It loves to get to the truth of anything in much the same way as Mula loves to get to the truth, get to the root of everything, right? So even though Shatabhisha natives are usually quiet and they are undemonstrative, because They are masters of secrecy, right? They're very quiet. Why they are quiet? They don't want to let the things go out. That kind of secrecy. They're generally quiet and undemonstrative. So they often, blurt out harsh truths at the most inopportune moments. That is the main problem with Shatabhisha. So you're thinking they're hiding a lot, but suddenly one day, they blurt out the harsh truths as well. You're getting it? Just like ocean is hiding so many things for so many years and so many years, and suddenly the ocean would reveal in some kind of it may not be a proper moment, but still the ocean reveals it. Same thing happens with Shatabhisha. They hide the things a lot and a lot and a lot, and suddenly in some inopportune moment they blurt out the truths. And because of that, so many problems may come in the life of drama as well. So this is in fact one of the major problems Shatabhisha natives face in climbing the ladder of success, especially material success. At very inopportune, let us say Shatabhisha person is hiding the truth and reaching the ladder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then there is 10, but before the 10 there is some inopportune moment. Unfortunately, they just reveal the harsh truth and they stop before reaching 10, before reaching the success. So refinement and sensitivity is not their fault, right? So it is noticed that most natives under the strong influence of Shatabhisha, they lack proper grooming and education in their formative years. If their fifth lord is good, of course they can get very good education. If their ninth lord is good or fourth lord is good, if they get very good education, if these are fine. But Shatabhisha energy cannot give good education. That's what I want to tell. Shatabhisha energy alone, it cannot give proper grooming and proper education in your formative years. You might be getting your education and your grooming and everything because of some other factors in the horoscope, not because of the Shatabhisha. That's what I want to tell. So they often have to make their own rules for dealing with the today's rough world, which adds to their innate roughness. They're a bit rough only. Shatabhishas are rough in nature. So they have extremely cold, calculating heads, and there is a marked tendency to completely suppress the emotional nature. They are masters of secrecy. They're extremely cold, So whenever you're interacting with Shatabhisha, you need to understand that you have to deal with them. You cannot behave like a random person. You have to deal them, right? So because they're cold, calculating heads, and they can suppress the emotional nature and talk to you. They can do that. They are masters in that, right? So Shatabhisha in a way represents the culmination of the air element as well, because Aquarius is the final airy sign. So because the air element is culmination of it here. So what would you say about that? Culmination of air element. Then because of that, what happens, the air element basically represents mental, analytical and logical thinking, right? Ardra is a nakshatra where intellect was born, we discussed. There's a Rahu nakshatra. Rahu is very famous for air, smoke, expansion and all. Before Ardra there was no intelligence, you can say that. And Ardra is the nakshatra where intelligence was born, and it's in the sign of Gemini, heart of the sign Gemini. Gemini is an Aries sign, the first seed of Aries sign. And Libra is the flower of Aries sign, Aries energy, whereas Aquarius is the fruit of Aries energy. So much of Aries energy here, so mental, analytical, and logical. They have these powers as well. If their fourth lord, fifth lord, ninth lord is very good, they can become very good in education as well, because by this mental, analytical, and logical thinking. So in its higher mode, Shatabhisha can be all, it's all pervasive. It's just like the air. The air element is more here. So this ability to relate to everyone without preconceptions, judgments, and prejudices is what makes a philosopher out of Shatabhisha. All pervasive. You can talk to anybody. They are ready to, they're without any preconceptions, judgments, and prejudices. They're just, very free to talk. But they do not reveal the secrets. They do not reveal anything. So their philosophy is usually heavy on intellectualism, but the evolved souls understand that emotional and mental bodies need to be integrated in order for any kind of understanding to occur. When a Shatabhisha energy is evolved, so every nakshatra's energy can be in the lower state or in the middle state or in the evolved state or higher state. Shatabhisha higher state beings can be great philosophers. When it is functioning in the lower level, they act like, just like a lady talking to everybody in the village or in the society, but not revealing her secrets, but trying to know the secrets of others. It would act in that level. And when it is acting in the lower level, not having proper grooming and education in the formative years, this kind of behavior also would show when it is working in its lower level. But when the same nakshatra is working in its higher level, just imagine it is bringing the Aries element completely. The Aries element, the complete peaks of Aries element is in Aquarius. Aries element represents analytical, logical, and mental abilities. So completely fructified here. So a great philosopher would come out of that particular Shatabhisha energy, I want to tell you. So this is about Shatabhisha's energy, and we will try to understand some more interesting things as well. So you need to understand in what level the nakshatra's energy is working for a particular person based on the other planetary positions. If this Shatabhisha energy is working in its higher level, it's something like miraculous. A great philosopher would come out of this energy. Right? So evolved souls understand that they can understand if the Shatabhisha energy is working in its higher level, that would be heavy on intellectual qualities, very heavy, because of that Aries element, more Aries element, right? So the evolved souls can understand that emotional and mental bodies need to be integrated in order for any true understanding to occur. The understanding of Shatabhisha is in a higher level when it is in the evolved state. It's very heavy on intellectualism, and they clearly understand that the emotional and mental bodies must be integrated properly. Then only the true understanding can occur, and that's a clear understanding would happen in the Shatabhisha energy level. So thanks for watching this video. We'll try to understand some more interesting things in our upcoming videos about Shatabhisha.